What is embodied intelligence?
It's the thing we all have, but we don't recognise we have. From when we were born, from before we were born, in the womb, we are learning through movement. Our body remembers things, and we know that our body makes decisions. Why is it we only think of the mind as the repository of intelligence? In a way, we can't divide the body's intelligence from the mind. It's that the whole thing, the whole of us, has individual purposes that when we become a united form, and I'm making this gesture, which I'm unaware of, I'm thinking, and my body is remembering something at the same time, all of that has to be at work. We are a body. We don't have a body. We are one. Why not use it all? One of the pleasures of working more and more in dance is this isn't an internal discovery only about this materiality. It's what it's like to be in the environment, what it's like to be with other people. So that the intelligence is constantly growing because we are having to adjust all the time, not only to what we are, but who we're with and where we are. So it's a learning tool. It's a constant learning tool, which is why I think dance and choreography is so well placed.
So it seems as though this idea of kind of interrelation and learning is something that was very much an issue in manual.
I knew that there is something remarkable and virtuosic in the movement that every single one of us accomplishes at every second of the day, regardless of whether you're a dancer or not. The act of standing up and against gravity while talking and thinking about something else is in one way virtuosity. So I had that in the background, and I was working with Helka Kaski. Helka's in the gallery, somebody comes in, Helka goes up to them and says, "Would you complete a work with me?" And in the main they say yes, and Helka says, "I'm going to lie on the floor on my back, and I'm asking you to give me verbal instructions about how to get up off the floor to standing." We had a discursive thing to look at, an everyday action that was common both to her and I and to anybody who would come into the gallery. We had a subject matter. The simplicity of the proposal allowed those people who got involved with it to understand the natural intelligence of the body. And that's what I wanted to make quite sure people had the chance to see that, the chance to experience that.
So you've been in dialogue over the last decade or more with a number of scientists, one of whom, kind of on this topic of body and mind, has been very important. That's the cognitive scientist Guy Claxton. Can you just tell me a little bit about what in his thinking has been important for you?
He's described the body as an event, and that is such a good word because it doesn't divide us up into the mental or the figurative, the corporeal or the intellect. It describes the body as having an entire life, and there is nothing edited out of that life. That one word, event, it gives me a huge range of possibility. And he uses this word, it wells up within you. And I think nearly everyone would remember this feeling of an emergence of a thought or an action. And we kind of capture it about here. And I think he's talking about what would happen if we could practice finding what that welling up was further down near the commencement of its path. And I believe when we're arriving at movement, that's something we're trying to do. We're not trying to make movement on the surface. We're trying to find out why this particular movement arises. And if it arises, what does it do?
How is that useful to you in choreography?
I think it makes the movement more genuine, it gives it a longer past, it gives it a hinterland. It gives it an idea more than its surface value. And if you can find that, it means you've always got something really rich to think about. Whereas if it's very flighty, it can be fast and furious, fast and dirty, but I think most of us in the end want to try and find something with a little bit more welly. I still sense that people think movement just simply turns up, whereas what with the welling up, what with repetition, what with curiosity and questioning, what with investigation, those are the things that really make it work, to me. Those are the things that are, you know, sort of the meat and potatoes of making.